kati umpire wagamba ayagala kuzannya n'agobye. The umpire wants to play with the winner.
Nếu điều người nó bắt cái điểm nhãn kỹ là sọp cái này mới đây cái sọp để mà nhập nó không được cái này là nhậu cho nên được bắt bắt tôi cho nên được nhà nó không được cái này là cái tất cả xong rồi
swimming ng'ozannya ship ebugogo naye natuuka bakumi ate nakeerako
kuwa ekyokuyiga mukeere nasula naye kuwa ekyokuyiga mukeere ate
nga nagezaako keera
Microphone check.
wankuba twali noweetegereza
What I have 100 contacts. 100 contacts offers that next day shipping option to save me from any time. I've never been the type of person to order my contacts online. Now I
Testing sound.
ate ennaku zino webakukaminga bentinda kati wagendera ono abantu basanyuka baserebrate nga bavuga emmotoka okugendera ogwokwogira ate balaba agudde ku veterani blackship baali tebanaka luguudo nga babagamba nti James amaanyi gafedde
amalamu nyamaani atulanga ku butebe sirabawo
teyanywa kyayi kati ono wanajjawo netasazanyawo kulifaya kuba manyiwo naye ate bwakusangawo yeeyogeza nti oli munafu obeera olwepinga bude wabuuza oli sirias seba abuuziza mbu oli sirias Yala ipute bapo. Benyini abala veni. Baba
Twagala violence akakasa.
Very good evening to you once again. Welcome aboard to the Peter Chewe Live YouTube streaming platform. That is some kind of battleground when it comes to YouTube live streaming. Today we're having a session for $300. The two are playing for money, but there is a lot more in side business, what you normally call side staking. Now we have two talented players. One of them has traveled close to 400 kilometers. Over 380 kilometers. That is the distance he has traveled from the district that is called Fort Portal in midwestern Uganda. That is the home of one of the most pronounced kingdoms in this country. It is called the Toro Kingdom. He's called Ivan Murungi. Is nicknamed the King Kong. He comes donning the light blue of his manager, that is called Stephen Austin. Now, Ivan did travel yesterday morning. He participated, he traveled to Kampala 2 days ago to participate in that competition that was organized and won by Jackson Asiku. Now, the two players did have their differences. Normally, when that happens, it is fixed on the green bed exactly where they are. Now, they have played so far 3 frames with Asiku winning 2 and Ivan winning 3. The last time out that Ivan played a money match against a player who is a bit similar to Asiku is just about 14 months ago. I did stream that match on this very platform in the city of Fort Portal when Ivan was very stubborn enough to head start Herbert Mukisa, then 12-year-old Herbert Mukisa, and Ivan in a race to 21 with +5 giving to Herbert. Ivan won by 21 frames to 17. Actual score was 21 frames to 12. Then later in the year, Ivan was head started by Ibrahim Kayanja with +3 in a race to 16, which ended 16 frames to 15, a race which was won by Ibrahim Kayanja. And Ivan does believe that these likes of Asiku, despite the fact that they are talented, they are still boys and will want to take them on at any chance that is provided. He will be having a lot of support that will be coming from the districts of Mbarara, where he stays, also Fort Portal, where he's born, and many of the places in Western Uganda, because he's nowadays referred to as Western Uganda's finest. Of late, he has not been very active in competitions like this. Believe you me, he's a decent player whom we get to know just around the years that were 2017 to 18, when he was traveling from his city to participate in competitions of the Pole Association of Uganda, sometimes even reaching as far as the top 8. Then he became a hit in the COVID breakdown when the then best player in the country, that is Ibrahim Sejemba, decided to handicap the majority of the players in the country at the time with no block. And he beat all of them apart from 2, that is Ivan and Habib. In fact, Ivan beat Ibra twice in no black races. Then the 2 players faced off in 2 tournaments that were organized in Kampala between Ivan and Ibra. Both matches were won by Ivan. Ivan also beat Ibra in the grand finale of the National Open Championship earlier. That makes 5 matches between Ivan and Ibra, both won by Ivan. He's won 1 comp that has been organized in Kampala about 18 months ago at the venue that is called the Kamwacha Pool Center. Comp that he beat Peter Mainja in the final, a comp that Jackson Asiku then also 12 did participate in, but was beaten in the first round. But of late, Ivan is not the hotter player between the two, because Jackson Asiku is one of the most informed players in the country. And folks sometimes are suggesting that he is even ready for international duty as a fully fledged member of the national team, according to his performances. The boy is 14. He's becoming a new internet sensation in this country. People like him because of how young he is and how good he can mean to play. Like you can see, potting, playing the cue ball round another yellow, which is the last on the table. He may want to play a shot with the same exact intention. Pot, one yellow, play cue ball round the black, pot, both yellow and black to the same corner pocket. Bottom left, he makes it even better, but with the same exact intention, on the verge of establishing a 2-frame lead for the very first time in the match, and the lead is now 2. Jackson Asiku 4 and Ivan Murungi 2.
Meanwhile, in a special way, I recognize the presidency of former good player Peter Maina in the building. Peter Walker and Mabuku are
Mr. Ivan, tournament yali awangudde nga kibakolera Kampala ekuba bayita quarter final. Ekamucha. Yali amuzi.
So this one shall be done in about 2 hours. I believe, according to the playing speed that they are having, both of them, we should be having a winner. And I have $300 on me. These guys have given me permission to give it to whoever between the two makes the victory. And Jackson Asiku, a kid who is originally from West Nile in northwestern Uganda, is Lugwara by tribe, and that region can mean to produce a very good talent. In fact, I am a member of the West Nile Pool Association WhatsApp group, and I had to share the link of this match to them and how grateful they are seeing Jackson Asiku. Sometimes I even have discussions with him. He's mature enough to take off some time, then jump on a bus, then go back to Arua City to say hi to Grandma and Grandpa. And many of the times, of course, because of his age, still a mommy's boy. When he makes up some very good performances, he always goes back home and shares the victory with mom. And he tells me that mom doesn't understand so much. He just sees the son tell her that I have won, and mom doesn't understand pool so much. But I know that the way this game is addictive, sometime in the near future we shall be seeing Mom Asiku supporting her son right at the venue, just like it is sometimes for these players. We've watched matches involving Mansour together with Mama Mansour. We've watched matches involving Caesar together with Mama Caesar, and a few other players. Jackson Asiku has the block to have a sharp carton played by Ray Rive, try to put it to the corner pocket at the top right, and it's in. And Ivan is starting to be outplayed by the young man here. He has to be very careful that the boy can decide to grab the ball by the horn and win frame after frame after frame, just as he has won 4 frames in a row. Ivan Murungi 2, Jackson Asiku 5. A few other players will want to have a piece of Asiku, by the way. Maybe there could be one more match involving him before the expiry of this week. That is irrespective of whom his opponent shall be. When we get to learn, you will be the first to know. Ivan does have his work cut out. Of course, one of his yellows is portable. He may have to play the cue ball into the yellow that is closer to the red, because as it is now, it is a problem ball. The shot is trying to play pot yellow to the corner pocket bottom right, white into another yellow. He gets the shot completely wrong. Maybe his intention was to manipulate cue ball enough to play the yellow that is close to red to the corner pocket at the side pocket on the left where there is the red, because it could go in off the red. But with a miss, he knows that Asiku is a favorite for winning this ongoing frame. You are watching one of the best teenagers on the African continent. Uganda's Jackson Asiku is becoming a hit song hit himself in the local and international game, and still pending the acquisition of travel documents. It's a little absurd that he cannot travel now. This, I can assure you that there is work being done with his management team, that is Big Kells, to ensure that his travel documents are in order. Yes, that is normally the story when someone is a minor and one or sometimes both of the parents are not around. Acquisition of passport can be a little bit tricky, but we are getting closer. There are some steps being done. Even today there has been some progress. When he gets one, then you'll see him move around the place, challenging bigger boys even than Ivan. The last time that he was able to travel and cross the border, he has only been to one country outside his country of birth, that is Uganda. He's twice been to Kenya. Asiku was part of the team that represented at the club Timbuktu International Carnival in August last year in Eldoret in Kenya. He lost out in the first round to Ibrahim Kayanja by 9 frames to 7. He was also part of the team that played at the chairman's Mchana Easter Cup in Nairobi in Kenya Easter season this year. About 2 months ago, he lost out in the round of last 16 to the eventual first runner-up, that is Tanzania's Amadeus. But resoundingly, he made a statement of intent as to what he wants to achieve in the game when he, in the first round, beat the tournament favorite in Jeremiah Naido Ganda and by 9 frames to 4. There's a crowd at the venue of more than 100 people sitting and standing, and it is even growing bigger because people are retiring from work. Fellow players and some fans and even some of the staff of the venue, they are seemingly suspending work just to watch this young man take on the finest that is coming from Fort Portal, the King Kong in Ivan Murungi, who is finding himself trading by 5 frames to 2. And this ongoing frame, he's facing snooker after snooker after snooker, with Ivan having escape after escape after escape. If Asiku can make a ball here, he cannot make a ball, but he can play safety. That's a demonstration of patient play by Asiku. Those are some of the many attributes that a player needs to become successful: calmness, precision, perfection, prowess, also patience. And in the meantime, we are at the venue that is called Addis Sports in Kampala, the trading center that is called Chireka, just close to the city's central business district. Is this venue that is one of the most renowned venues in the city, also indeed in the country. It does host some of the big events that you normally watch online. I will call them big. The ATA First Africa 8-man competition that was won by Caesar here about 2 years ago. Also so many comps monthly and weekly for both ladies and gents. They also have a ladies comp once every month. This one will be the slowest frame of them 8 that have been played in this match so far. And maybe the players may have to be cautioned anytime soon. And what an umpire we are having over the day is a player himself. And dear viewers, our umpire is a certain Mr. Moses Omara. It's nice seeing fellow players doing this service when others are showcasing their talent. And there will be a comp this coming Saturday, a 16-man comp, open to all. It targets about 8 of the best 10 players in the country. Then other places shall be up for grabs. It will be coming to you live your way from about 11 a.m. Saturday up to the wee hours of Saturday night. Maybe a little into Sunday morning. 16 players and cash prizes for the top 4. So we have a little bit of an unfortunate situation here. There was a little time of about 5 seconds when the internet glitched, and unfortunately during those 5 or 8 seconds Asiku played a shot which Ivan claimed was a foul, and it is very unfortunate that the umpire cannot use this ongoing video if played backwards to see the situation by himself and make a ruling. So he's trying to use all the available information, all the available knowledge and his own common sense to make a ruling as per what it is, and you can see him raising up his two fingers. He has said it is a foul. The explanation he gave that given how the balls were standing before the shot was taken and how they are standing now, their resting position suggests that Asiku played cushion first, and it was clear that there was no ball that reached the cushion after the shot was taken, which in black ball rules is a foul. So I want to advise once again that the umpire used his own instinct, not video evidence. But then the umpire's word is final, and the umpire is permitted to use common sense, is permitted to use instinct, is permitted to use just general knowledge of the game, and the umpire is the player himself. Ivan comes off the cushion after his yellow was touching white. I even think that during this frame maybe Asiku overdid it in terms of playing safety after safety after safety to defensive, and even when he got a chance to try and go for the frame, sometimes this is always the end result. Safeties are good, but sometimes when they are overdone, they can always come in to hinge. They will be safe player. Now it is Ivan who is safe here because Asiku is knockout in the longest frame that has been played in the match, and which I think could be the longest frame that will be played all match long, which has Asiku fouling after failing to escape Ivan's snooker. Pretty much one good free shot to guarantee a win of a frame for Ivan in the 8th. Finally, the elder of the two players wins the longest fought match in the frame. Ivan the King Kong 3 and Jackson Asiku 5, race to 16. Keep me up company for about 1 hour and 45 minutes. We are only a quarter way through the race. If we are to have this go all the way to a decider. Now, something a little bit similar did happen in yesterday's semi-final when Asiku was taking on Mark Muchivi. A controversial situation which again happened when the internet had glitched. And then a decision was made, again not in favor of Asiku. Again, the frame was won by his opponent, but then his opponent did not win any of the next 4 frames in the match. That was won by Asiku. That's why he got to yesterday's final, which he won against another Ivan, by the way, Ivan Kanyeseja. For now, Ivan's fighting instinct, like a King Kong, is seeing him live on with a glamour of hope, most especially if he can win this ongoing frame. And I think he has already realized that he needs all of that fighting instinct now and for the rest of the match to stand a chance of eating away the young man. There goes good combination play from Ivan. And with 5 yellows on the table, with 2 of them so close to each other. The other 4, actually 6 yellows they are, the other 4 are positioned so well in the King Kong's favor. He's having one big fun. His own manager, Stephen Austin, who, by the way, is part of the team that is called Team the Scorpion, the team that managed Caesar for the first time before him joining the ATA. And Stephen is now back to the roots, back to the homeboy whom he was managing even prior. Anyways, another miss by Ivan. And what can Asiku do? Maybe attempt some combination shooting. Try and put both yellow and red to the corner pocket at the bottom left to create an opening in which he could go for yet another frame and maybe regain a 3-frame cushion which he had about 20 minutes ago. After the chance given, Jackson Asiku fouls. It was a tricky shot, that one, because the yellow was not exactly positioned inside the pocket. It was somehow on the right edge of the same pocket. and that makes combination play a little difficult. Still a long way to go for Ivan, still a long way to go for Asiku. The match shall be won by whoever between the two will be the first to 16 frames, but in no time limit. There are guys seated and standing around the table who are, in terms of finances, a lot more interested in the match than the players themselves, because there is more money inside business than the money that is in the pot itself, that I can assure you. The yellow near the center pocket right for Ivan will be played last. He will want to use it to manipulate white for black, which is at the top end of the table. That is why the yellow that is trying to play now, trying to put to the corner pocket at the top left, has to be played with a little backspin, such that as he plays the last yellow, which is now closer to the cue ball, he leaves a natural cut which drives the cue ball to the top end of the table on the right. But as support, a little backspin off the cushion, perfect, absolutely perfect, exactly where he needs the cue ball. And you can see a roll of white into the yellow, moves the cue ball at the top end where there is a red of Asiku, and the rest is a formality. Ivan the King Kong Murungi 4 and Jackson Asiku 5, rest to 16. Yeah, viewers, you are organizing a challenge match. We'll call it between Ivan Murungi and Jackson Asiku, in which we are playing the 10th frame of the day, and in which the scoreline is 5 frames to 4. Jackson Asiku leading, but only just. Yeah, viewers, you are organizing a challenge. The match is starting to slow down, maybe inspired by events that have been happening in the last maybe 15 minutes or so. A very, very slow frame that was won by Ivan Murungi, that Asiku saw as having been won controversially. In fact, Asiku did request that they change the choice of umpire, not as if the player can determine who should be the umpire, but the umpire himself, Moses Somara, said, "You know, fellow player, let me rule myself out. I don't want you to think that I will be the reason for the outcome of this match, whichever it will be." So we now have a new umpire for the match that is called Umpire Waswa Bena. There is a chance, a clear chance for Ivan to win 3 frames in a row for the very first time in the match if he can make a clearance of these 3 reds. The one close to white is portable with relative ease to the corner pocket at the top right. The cue ball naturally moves a little bottomwards into another red, not the position of play he would have wanted. One of the 2 reds left on the table totally snookered, another partially snookered. The little of the red that he's seeing in a straight shot perhaps cannot have it potted anywhere, and the King Kong is in trouble. As for me, dear viewers, the stream on which I'm watching is partially glitchy. If the one that you are watching is as well glitchy, please advise me in the comment section. Watching from Peter Cholev, please advise if your stream is stable. As Asiku will be trying to stabilize his pattern here, as a chance that was relatively unexpected has been given to him to play between the 2 players. He's the one supposed to be having the more attacking prowess, also more confidence. He's also very calm, too composed for his age, and many have been calling him the match favorite. In terms, it was only one person that did make a side stake on Ivan Murungi. Then so many other guys that wanted side business did put their stake on Jackson Asiku. And if they are beaten wholly. But so far, it is their boy leading. It is their boy on the verge of extending their lead as he puts black in frame number 10. It is Jackson Asiku 6 on Ivan Murungi 4.
Ashona omusajja mutomutalira baani
Dear viewers, a 3 minutes timeout as requested and as granted by umpire Bena to Ivan. The match shall resume and the commentary shall resume with the resumption of the match. Otherwise, 10 frames played out of a maximum of 31, Asiku 6 and Ivan 4.
Meanwhile, special week chairman, electoral commission, chairman, Agnes Doctor of Pure Moses in the building. City number 1 chairman of Diego Casca in the building.
Hello. Hello. Hello, Uganda. How to get it out?
Engineer. Saba de mtu. Oli abadde mutuufu agisabe. Awola.
I think about to say now.
Chonna.
Emma, put microphone nyembemu. Empozi Mr. Emma Ryan ne Julie abategesi ba tournament za Addis abazanya tournament z'ekikolomongo basazeewo n'eddoboozi limu nti abazanyi bano basatu wammanga Ssenyonjo Glorious, Kayanja Ibra ne Ssebuguzi Habibu bakkirizibwa mu mikolomongo. Abazanyi basazeewo n'eddoboozi ery'omwanguka ne bagamba nti kiragi
Mwanzo omu ku bachairman baakyo tukkiriza.
Sebo chairman w'ekinamba amawulire ku matuufu. Mukinamba
Nani fit?
You are watching a session, call it a money match, call it a challenge match between Jackson Asiku, the 14-year-old young man, taking on a guy that I think is a little over 13, Ivan Murungi. He's very, very, very experienced and has been a very quality player for the last at least decade and still going strong. He's one of the players whom I at one time thought, I also spoke to his manager, that is Steven Austin, that he needs to relocate into the city and have regular competition and then showcase his quality, which I don't have any doubt in. We almost had the most lucky shot of the match, but Ivan maybe was lucky but not lucky enough. It moved, that yellow moved as though it was going in, and unfortunately it did not. What Jackson Asiku may be contemplating is some kind of a combination play. Port red, play the cue ball into, oh, he's going for safety, and he looks safe enough. The guy that you're watching reached as far as the round of last 16, that is Ivan, in the All Africa Pool Championships in 2022. Here he is. This one will be very controversial. I know there will be controversy. What will umpire Bernard decide? He seems to rule a legal shot and gives Ivan the benefit of playing, continuation of play, sorry. The pot will be obvious. How good will be the cue ball for Ivan? There moves the cue ball. It's a little bit tight. It can go into the center pocket right, can go into the corner pocket bottom right. The little problem is white is so close to the cushion. He's going for the corner pocket. There he is, and it's in, and he wins the frame, and he pulls one back. Ivan the King Kong Murungi 5 and Jackson Asiku 4. Now you guys that are watching from YouTube do have the benefit of playing the video a little bit backwards to rule for yourself. Whether or not the controversial shot was illegal. Just been looking at that situation where there was a little bit of controversy in one of the shots that were played by Ivan. And from the movement of the balls after the shot was played, in my opinion, that's just as the commentator, the shot looked legal and okay. What is this? What is this? Sometimes the game can mean to be one of very, very, very fine margins. Look at how close Ivan came to spotting the cue ball. Of course, that one will be obvious. He will be losing the frame. Now he has a chance. Call it a decent chance. Hopefully he does spot the yellow. Also not to lose the position of play of white in his natural movement. As he puts yellow to the corner pocket at the bottom left, white moves a little far away from the black. He plays slow and calm and precise, and he will be okay. Now the King Kong is hoping to put black to the side pocket on the right. By the way, it's a tricky looking ball it's a tricky ball than it actually does look. Those ones, sometimes many players miss them. That's why he's inspecting the game, he's inspecting the shot, he's intent on which point on the black to hit, not to miss. If he misses, he knows he most likely conceals a 3-frame lead. Black is sunk. How about white? White is safe. Ivan 6, Asiku 7.
Kakati ate kati bwenjiri kodingiza black chipo beyakuba.
I'm just hoping that your stream is okay, guys. The internet at the venue is a little bit shaky. So far streaming successfully, but when you mix going live with providing hotspots to yourself, you fail to see your own live stream properly. And sometimes it does make me think that even the one that you're watching is not okay. So if it glitches at any time in the match, please don't hesitate to let me know, as Asiku could hesitate having the lead if he doesn't win this ongoing frame. There's one thing so far in the match that Ivan has been doing very good, and that is not letting Asiku's lead grow. The two players are not anywhere close in terms of history and longevity, experience in the game, and of course how traveled they are, with Asiku having traveled only as far as crossing one border between Uganda and Kenya. Twice he has been in Kenya participating in international competition. Ivan at furthest has crossed, and by the way, he used the road. Imagine from Fort Portal to Zambia, Lusaka. That is a very, very long distance. That was in 2022. He put up a very good show in the African Championships when he reached the round of last 16, getting beat by fellow Ugandan Yuda Sembusi Dembaba. And Ivan was the third best performing Ugandan in the competition after Ibra Kayanja and Dembaba, who beat him anyways. Made next door, you are saying Ivan started pool before Asiku was born. When you come to think of it, it is actually true. Asiku may have started pool maybe about 7 years ago. He was born. Maybe he started playing pool about 6 years ago, and he was born 14 years ago, which is about 2011-12 or so. And at that time, I would be certainly sure that Ivan was already a young pool player who was learning the game. Of course, not yet a top player. And Asiku was only being born. The beauty of a competition is that the two are now equally poised against each other, and the result can go either way. Thank you for watching Brian Lukwago of the Money Bag Promotions as he pronounces another comp that is coming up in a few days from now at it is the Money Bag Championship. That is it is going to be a series of competitions in one, where the winner shall be determined after some qualifying tournaments that will be played in about 4 regions of the country, and then the best performing players who will be accumulating the highest number of points shall be gathering in the city at Manibag Arena in Kampala for the grand finale, and there will be good cash prizes for both the qualifying events as well as the grand final. That is one of the big ones that will be coming up. Should be coming live here. If I get a chance to go to Lagos for the carnival that is coming up, then I will be streaming the latter qualifying events. If I don't, that one will be coming live from the word go up to the very end. That one is a very top shot from Asiku, with assumption that the yellow can pass into the center pocket left. Perhaps it cannot. Perhaps it's not even a very good shot if it cannot pass into even the corner pocket at the top left. It seems it can pass. He's going for power, a backspin. He was not precise enough. He was not close to being accurate. And that is a miss that could lose Asiku the frame. So the match is being played now at a lower level between the two players. And there are other players that are daring Jackson Asiku, by the way, including but not limited to Habib Sebuguzi. Ibrahim Kanja wants a piece of Asiku, and probably Asiku's boss, Big Kells, is listening to this one. The big boys want to skin the young man alive. That is the nature of the sport. These guys are hunters. When they see an opportunity, yes, they want to take it away. Now the opportunities for the King Kong, that is how Ivan is called by nickname. He will want to pot by playing red into another. The cue ball slides off the red. He could pot the cue ball there. For the second time in the match at the same corner pocket, Ivan becomes fortunate. Maybe it was his intention to play safety. Anyways, and our Asiku will want to play the biggest shot of the match. If he can hit the remaining yellow on the table sharp, pot it diagonally with the power to the corner pocket at the top left, then bounce the cue ball off about 3 cushions at the right and top and left end of the table, move the cue ball all the way bottomwards where there is the black. That's the shot. No perfection whatsoever. Places the cue ball into both of Ivan's reds. Still advantage Ivan. Another miss. Another half chance given to Asiku, but a very difficult chance. That is pot, both yellow and red by combination, then move the cue ball towards the bottom end of the table. You never know what you can deliver this boy. He goes for the bank and gets it again a little wrong. Here comes Ivan with one big backspin that has to be guided in the right direction. Good enough. As he aims to put red by red right to the corner pocket at the bottom right. Then play the cue ball with top spin to follow the red all the way. He wants to put black to the corner pocket at the bottom left. That is so close, but not close enough. The cue ball was played with maybe 1 more centimeter of distance, and he will be playing black in space, but he knows he was never going to put it. Tempting for Asiku to try and squeeze the black in between that corner pocket at the bottom left where there is the black. Maybe play safety, slide the cue ball off the yellow and move the cue ball at the left end. He goes for the bank and gets it once again wrong. as Ivan will be equalizing for himself, hopefully, for the first time in the match ever since the third frame. Actually, the fourth, it is Ivan 7 and Asiku 7. A race to 16, now officially race to 9. Now, the unfortunate thing that sometimes happens in this game, sometimes a mistake like that one can happen and it can be the turning point of the match. A chance that he seems to have blown away unless he recovers. He has some sight of the block. Tempting, like he's aiming. The idea is to play it off the bottom cushion into the corner pocket at the top left. He will be trying his level best to play what will be his best bank of the match. There goes the block. Not anywhere close to going in. He instead plays the cue ball into Asiku's red, plays it near the corner pocket at the bottom right, but with two reds close to touching each other near the side pocket right. Umpire Waswabena calls them free balls, and as though asking Asiku to play safety. He will be wary not to give to the cue ball away. Ivan has sight of the black, but not sight enough to put it in a straight shot. Off the cushion will come Ivan with power. He almost did something bizarre. And that will be a reminder to Jackson that you have a chance. Take the chance away, win the frame, regain the lead in the match, but most importantly, a sigh of confidence. There is no confidence for the young man. Maybe the race is starting to become a little too long for him. Maybe Ivan's fighting instincts are becoming a little too much for Jackson. This one can be a very, very critical frame. Who will be leading after 15 frames played with 14 played? With scores level at 7-7, Ivan will be coming off the cushion, finds the black again close to potting, also close to potting white, but none of them does go in. Again, another chance comes begging for Jackson Asiku. What he doesn't have, the young man now, is confidence. All that will bring confidence back is potting balls and winning frames for himself and also for Big Kells, his management team that I expect to be taking him places that his very rich talent warrants. Here he is, and for now you can say that Ivan may be considering himself as someone who got the chance to try and win the frame and didn't utilize the chance. As for Asiku, red remaining on the table is potable to the center pocket right, maybe bounce the ball off at least 3 cushions, round the black to pot black to the corner pocket at the bottom left of 3 cushions, round the black, and the rest is a formality. After 15 frames played, it is Jackson Asiku 8 and Ivan Murungi 7.
Come on, light. Come on, light. Come on, light. Hey.
Even when Ivan Murungi seems to be down for another time, he's demonstrating that the fighting spirit is not gone. And after Jackson winning two frames in a row, I back with one of himself, and it is won by break and finish. Ivan 8 and Jackson 9, race to 16. 15 frames to go at the very maximum. Jackson needs to win 8 of them, and Ivan 9. Looks like we could be having another equalizer. Looks like 2 frames could be won in a row in quick succession with 2 apples, red and green respectively, from the same player. And that same player is King Kong. He's shooting like an experienced hustler, an experienced hunter who knows what it means playing for money on the table. As for the young man that is Jackson Asiku, he's just hoping that his quality, his raw talent will bail him out. Otherwise, yes, the fight is becoming tense, the match is becoming tight, the score is becoming unpredictable, with Ivan having to put both yellow and black to the same corner pocket bottom right. The rest is a formality. 2 frames, 2 apples, 1 King Kong. Ivan Murungi 9 and Jackson Asiku 9.
Asiku 9. Ivan Murungi 9. Rest to 16. Terima kasih telah ditunjuk kita dan juga kembali.
So what we're having is a race to 7 with scores tied at 9 all, and the match an official race to 16. And please let us have some predictions now in the comment section. I remember posting the match after being confirmed also when I made a poster public. Almost wholeheartedly everybody thought that Jackson will be winning this one easily. Maybe if he wins it will not be that easy. Maybe Ivan is much better than what many were assuming. And a friend of mine that is called Richard may be having every reason to smile now. Maybe his bet is coming through after putting $100 on Ivan. In fact, when I told the guys here that I have someone who has $100 on Ivan, there were so many who gave me $2, $3, $5, $10, like they were sure that victory will be Asiku's. Maybe it will be Richard that will be collecting them whole, with Richard in the frame being represented by Ivan. Ivan has no sight of the red that is closer to white after having black spots, block its route. Now he has sight of the red. Now it's full sight. Now the aim is to put it diagonally to the corner pocket at the bottom right of the screen. If he plays with backspin, if he's on target, white is played into the yellow. That is close to red and could be putting black to the side pocket on the right. Here comes the shot. The finest from Western Uganda is missing, and is missing very, very unfortunately. And the fans who are mostly on Asiku following start chanting up the young boy. He needs that, he needs them. His quality is not questionable whatsoever, but the temperament in long races against more senior players will be an issue. And everything that Asiku is going through now will only make him more better, more composed, stronger, and more mature. What he's going through is a little bit of bad news to more senior players in the country and elsewhere on the continent, that maybe another beast is being unveiled in the shape of Jackson Asiku, being 14 and then this calm and this composed and this good. Those things normally don't go hand in hand, with Asiku on one hand taking the lead, potting black, aiming for it to the center pocket left to take his cause to double figures. Black is sunk, white is safe. Asiku 10, Ivan 9. As a matter of predictions, Javiona Karim says Ivan will win by 6 frames to 14. You may as well advise me where you're watching, guys, so that I know what is the source of your loyalty, either to Asiku or to Ivan. Great joy. My purpose says that Asiku will clear. Selato, thank you for watching. You say, what is that, Ivan? It is a miss, it is normal, guy. And Wasa James, thank you for reminding us to like the video. Guys, please like this video. And Peterson Katarega seems to be insinuating that Asiku will win. And Prince Mlambo says, this is pool you can only talk of every player here, even Tom Cousin. Yes, it's okay, guys, to discuss other players. And 16-13, great joy, sorry. The second time reading your prediction. And Sefiso Maisela, thank you for watching from Eswatini. You think Asiku will win. And Sarah Komutumba thinks Asiku will win by 16 frames to 13. While Dennis Sweeney thinks Ivan will win by 16 frames to 14. Now I realize that everybody who is watching from Western Uganda, where Ivan does come, they are rooting for their guy. I also want to see people who are watching from Fort Portal, Ivan's birth district. From Rochelle, Kiruhura district, thanks for watching. Barnabas Kiza, who will win, Barnabas? Emmanuel Musoni. He says they will play a decider. You are fearing, however, to say who you think will win. Well, Patson Katarega says Asiku will win by 16 frames to 14. The same scoreline that my girlfriend does think Asiku will win. Also, Chaza Michael thinks victory at the end of the day will go the way of Asiku. In the meantime, dear viewers, time out for 3 minutes as requested by Jackson Asiku. As a matter of scoreline, it is 19 frames played. Jackson Asiku leads by 10 frames to 9, racing to 16 against Ivan Murungi for $300 US, but a lot more than double is sidestepping by fans on either of the players. The stream remains on. A live commentary resuming shortly.
Chobenga toina patu.
Kanyimba njagala kagwe mumbi. Wanu kale. Kanega niye nimeza hivi.
Wanadola mamani gari mkoso. Yapata.
Now you cannot help but admire Ivan for his fighting spirit. Of course, he has not been very active on the table of late. And at a time when Jackson is such an internet sensation, very famous, a lot more famous. But of the two players in this match, it is Ivan that is showcasing what he can do the more. Even when he has gone 1 or 2 or 3 frames down, he has always shown the fighting spirit. Maybe this match will go all the way to a decider. Rest to 6 it is there, guys. Ivan 10, Jackson 10. I'm even losing count of how many uppers we are having in the encounter. Maybe this one could be another. Maybe this by Jackson, as he goes on the stop shot. Perfect stop effect on the cue ball. My friend Mehdi Halal, I hope you are watching from Roxbury. I at one time last year wished that Roxbury could take these two young men, that is Ivan and Herbert. But it's okay now. I'm happy they are with big kills. They are, I can tell you, being managed so well. And it's quite some professionalism there, ensuring that Asiku is having very good discipline on and off the table, even when the management team is Nigerian based. And everything that you are seeing Asiku doing, participating in competitions and money matches and things of the sort, are all big kills powered. And how I wish his travel documents get through soon, so that he can showcase this class, this talent, this ability to players outside his nation's borders. There has been a miss, and maybe that corner pocket is a little suspect. Maybe it is not very friendly. Sometimes it has been the cue ball, sometimes object balls that seemingly were always going in, but then they did not. Tricky job it is for Ivan, but he will try. At one time he will have to do something about the corner pocket at the bottom right where there is Asiku's red. Maybe play combination shot, pot both yellow to follow red all through, or better still play some kind of safety where he can play one of his yellows right behind the red. The most tempting shot in this kind of situation is combination, but it's quite risky as well. Maybe he has his mind made up to try and combine pot yellow to follow red into the corner pocket bottom right. He knows it will not come easy. It's a pressure shot. If he gets it through, he will be on the verge of winning the frame. If he doesn't get the combination correct, it will be a foul and he will be on the verge of losing the same frame with just one split second. It will be bravery this. As Addis waits for what will be one of the better shots in the match, if Ivan can get this one through. No, not really. Of course, the game is about decision making and then implementation of decisions. On another day, Another shot would be safer. For instance, playing that yellow right behind the red, not to pot it, but block Asiku's ability to pot himself and play safety in the same mood. He decided to go for the frame, decided to try out something risky. The risk did not pay off, and that is how frames are won and lost. You win by your decisions and how you implement them. Now Asiku has a decision to make, which free shot he can play and how he can play it. Rightly so, he's playing his opponent's yellow to move the cue ball in a spot where he can pot his red with comfort. The pot will be easy. He needs quite as easy as possible, perhaps, to roll the black into the corner pocket at the bottom left. Maybe do the cue ball backwards off the cushion, moves it all the way close to the black. Beautiful. The round of applause for the young man is in order, and his fans, those that are based in the suburbs of Bwais in Kampala, where he resides, are starting to pour into the arena, supporting their own as he takes the lead, as the match starts to reach its evening. Ivan Murungi 10 and Jackson Asiku 11.
You are so low. Yes, sir.
Amid these chants from fans, Asiku's game once again seems to be clicking yet again. This looks like him going for a 2-frame lead. something that he has gotten thrice in the match so far, but something that his opponent Ivan has been able to overcome by him pulling frames back and equalizing, but not leading. Given the natural position of white in relation to yellow, maybe he may want to port black to the corner pocket at the bottom left. He may as well want to port black at the same corner pocket he has ported the previous yellow. I will not be very certain that it can pass, but it seems he can. Not a very friendly pocket it has been for him, but this time round the pocket swallows the 8 ball. Ivan also, for the last 20 to 25 seconds, I've been having glitching internet. I'm not even certain you watch the black go in. Please accept my apologies. But what I'll be sure of is the fact that you have watched the white go in as Asiku scratches in frame number 23. At maximum, it is 8 frames left to play. Please advise me if your stream is stable. Guys, please advise me from wherever you're watching if the stream is stable. The streamer is not comfortable whatsoever if the stream is not stable. And I'm now being energized by the fact that Pratim and Jonathan Tigume are advising that it is stable. Now Ivan will need a stable pattern here. You get the feeling it will be with now 5 reds. You can say that all of them positioned well. Even the red that is close to the center pocket right, sorry, in the left, is portable off the yellow near that same center pocket. And if Ivan doesn't win this, if he doesn't, I hope he does win. It will be the first sign of a big extension of the lead from Jackson Asiku. And Asiku will be seated at his chair, knowing that he's not likely to have a chance to play again in the frame. In a match that is having 2 very distinct players, with Ivan Murungi trying to take down a boy that was born when Ivan was already a pool player. And yet the two are now united in competition. I just love Ivan's pattern. I also love it for the fact that even under pressure, you still get to see him produce what is close to his best game. And he's not yet playing at his very best. And you're listening to someone that has been watching him and streaming his games for the last 7 years or so, in different places, in Kampala, in Fort Portal, in Masaka, and as far as Lusaka. He will be putting black to the same color pocket as Asiku did previous, and will be pulling one back. These fans are not fair. They're only supporting one person. When Ivan puts black, you don't hear the hand claps. All right, that won't matter. Of the two players, Ivan is the one that is away from home. He doesn't yet have the score line in his favor, but he pulls one back. It is 12 frames to 11. He also has experience and age in his favor. 7 frames to go, with Ivan Murungi needing to win 5, while Jackson Asiku needs to win 4. It's actually a maximum of 8 frames to go.
Ye baba. Yagenda e Lusaka n'oyo. Bili abiri mu ebiri. Mu mpaka za Africa yali mu 16. Ye yali owokusatu mu bannayuganda. Ezo zimu ku nsonga lwaki asaba oli golo mwenda asooka 15. Aka kati awo senga awangula nga ssente wezijja asobola okiteekayo. 13. Weba okwetegerekeka nga osaba bikopo bya kisimu otonako mukaaga akuwana. Bulaka ne endisatu kamuzanya besa ya no bulaka nga bena kolo zotandisa
Prince Mlambo, thank you for watching. Councillor David, you say this means Asiku may find it hard to get a win from Fort Portal? Yes. And this match was never going to be easy for Asiku. And maybe because Ivan is not so famous, because he's not so active, at least online. That is why when I advertise this match, everybody, almost everybody, apart from a few that I know that were commenting from Ivan's birthplace, those that were giving Ivan a good chance to win. Otherwise, the neutrals thought it was going to be one-way traffic. Now you know that it is not nothing like that. It could go all the way. And yet, Asiku's in quotes father, Ibrahim Kayanja, at least in pool terms, is being tempted by Asiku's fans to come to the table. And you know, Ibra Kayanja doesn't fear challenges. He says, you give it to me, I will give it to you. Most especially should Asiku win, and maybe his boss Big Kills will not be hesitating to give us that kind of entertainment. Apollo Kimbo, you want Ivan to win? Hopefully he does make you proud. Apollo, God knows, Magigwani, supporting Ivan. Where are you watching from? Barnabas Kizaya, you wish your hosts me in the side of Rochelle and Kiruhura. I was there. I think it was last year, maybe the previous one. The comp that was won by Hazard. I think he beat Habib in the final. I was there and it was all fun. It was just milk and milk and milk. It was very nice. Safety play is in order from Ivan, wanting one chance to pounce onto the youngster for Ivan to equalize again in the match. And it is one match in which both players are not exactly playing at their very best. And for both players, there is every reason to admire what they are showing us, because a limited number of clearances from them sometimes it's just acceptable. Frames have not been sometimes positioned well enough. Sometimes there has been a lot of safety play and defense and tactic and technique. Now a beautiful bank shot that could set Ivan on the way. He may not be fortunate with the fact that a red of Asiku has been packed at the corner pocket, bottom left of this screen. Great joy, my popo. You're watching from Vic Falls in Zimbabwe. You're supporting the Ugandan small Ganda team. Asiku all the way. Okay, Asiku doesn't play like Ganda. Maybe He's some kind of Caesar. The player of the young boys who is a little ganda ganda. If his game comes perfect, is Herbert. Jerry doesn't take as much time as Asiku takes in between shots. And thank you for watching anyway. Great joy. You're watching from the place that I'm lucky to have reached at one point, and it's one of my favorite places in the world. When I saw the Mosi Watonya, the smoke that thunders the Victoria Falls, that was one of the best memories of my life. Manga Mizenga, thank you for watching. You seems to be supporting Big Kills. Hope you are watching from Nigeria. Victor Niwagira, good evening to you. Who are you supporting, brother? Mali David, and thank you for appreciating the stability of the stream. And Charles Gwisa, you say Asiku plays the Kelvin somewhat like Caesar. Yes, those ones can be a good comparison, but not yet to the level of perfection of the two. As imperfect as the shot that Ivan has now played, leaving Black now packed behind Asiku's red, which is packed at the corner pocket, and also Ivan's own yellow right behind. And the King Kong is once again in danger. That is a nice safety play. One little shot that has Asiku snookered almost entirely. Maybe he has a little sight of the red that is closest to the bottom left of the screen. He's requesting for the umpire Waswabena to play off cushion. He'll be playing off cushion with the right spin. Perfect. He achieves exactly what he intended to. Here once again comes the King Kong. It's now tricky for Asiku to go for the kill, at least to go for it now, because of the pile up of a red close to yellow right behind the black. Both red and yellow now become almost practical dead balls. It will be tricky here, but Asiku can mean to be equally tricky. He creates an opening in which he can take down the frame now. If he can pot the red, which is rightwards of the two, to the corner pocket bottom right, somewhat play the cue ball into either the black or the second red that is behind black, and then leave the red position somewhere it can be potted, he could be in business of trying to extend his lead yet again off the cushion into the black, but cue ball positioned so close to the red. Even when a shot is played that good, the player may need a little stroke of luck. The genius is there, the execution is a little unfortunate. He's going for safety. Hide the cue ball maybe behind black, try snooker both of Ivan's yellows, which he doesn't do. Leaves Ivan having full sight of one of the yellows. If it can go into the corner pocket bottom right, if Ivan can maintain white for even the second yellow to the same corner pocket, he could be equalizing in the next 1 minute or so. Ivan will take all the 10 years. He knows how crucial this frame is. He knows if he loses it, allows his opponent to need to win 3 of about 8 frames remaining, actually 3 of 7, which surely Asiku will be favorite to achieve if he wins the ongoing frame. Ivan could foul here. It's not a foul. It is actually very fine safety play. From an Ivan perspective, maybe that one will go down as the best safety of the match, at least so far. Of course, Asiku will be coming off the cushion. And those are the very fine margins by which this match is poised. A wonderfully played shot that came so close to going in. But from an Asiku perspective, just not close enough. How will Ivan respond? Maybe to play yellow off cushion and off red. It has to be perfected. He goes off red and puts the yellow. Could be unfortunate with the position of the white. There we are. He will not be bothered that much. He has effectively played his opponent's red into the cushion and could win the frame, could win it now as long as he sinks the yellow. Goes for the corner pocket top left and in, and the rest is a formality. What a fighter the fourth bottle best guy is. He will be winning the ongoing frame. He will be equalizing in the match. He will be turning this race to 16 into a race to 4. Ivan Murungi 12 and Jackson Asiku 12. Charles Gusai, you are talking about the Family Man versus Herbert match. Here again, some kind of, but well, those ones were two youngsters. Now it's one youngster and a seasoned competitor. And if those two players get to be in the same town anytime soon, I know that we shall have action between them. That is Family Man and Asiku. Here comes Asiku. He wants to play yellow off cushion and off red, off cushion, off red, and doesn't pot, but the shot is just effective enough. Here comes the attempt for combination play by Ivan. This time perfect, this time effective, this time nice, this time could set him to trying to take the lead for what will be the very first time, I think, ever since the first frame, which he won and led by 1-0. Since then, he has either been trailing or drawing. He's now drawing. If he wins this, he will be leading and will be leading at the business end of the match. You can, from this camera angle, look at Ivan's body language and facial expression. It looks like this is territory where he knows he has been so many times and has been able to escape and overcome. That is where seniority and experience comes in handy. He does say that these players are boys in the game, and him as a man now needs critical potting and critical manipulation of the keyboard. Maybe pot and bounce the keyboard off the cushion, but off the target, and could be off the mark. There was no sign of the wealth of experience that Ivan has over the young man in that case. At 12-12, at 24 frames played out of a maximum of 31, this is where experience is supposed to come in handy, with all the decision making and the ability to overcome pressure, something that Ivan has not gotten right, at least in the previous shot he has taken, and is something that could cost him the frame, but most importantly, something that could cost him the lead. The cue ball has been played a little more powerful than Asiku wanted. If he puts white, is not natural for either of the remaining yellows. That is why he bounces the cue ball off the cushions and placed it exactly where he will want to place it. This one, for him to pot, spin the cue ball backwards, just like that, as he will be putting the last yellow on the table to the corner pocket top left, bounce the cue ball off the top cushion with the left spin on the cue ball. Perfect potting, perfect positional play of white, and the perfect way to grab the lead again in the match by the 14-year-old. Jackson Asiku 13, Ivan Murungi 12, race to 16. 6 frames to go. Asiku needing 3 and Ivan needing 4 of them to get victory home.
Come on,
Here comes Ivan, breaking legal, breaking well, splitting the balls well, most especially the yellows. Of course, although he has potted red on the break, the King Kong will be going for the yellows.
Asiku, come
on, 19! Come on, 19! Come on, 19! Make it sure. Let's give him game back. Make it sure.
After a chance to go for the frame being misused by Ivan, the same chance goes to Jackson. And what a sport pool is, not so many sports do have youngsters, and way more experienced players take each other on relatively competitively. Yes, they are underage competitions. And if you put a player like Jackson Asiku in an underage competition of, say, or under the age of 16, will be some kind of robbery. He deserves to compete against the seniors. After all, many of the times he does not compete with them, he actually outcompetes them. And if he wins 3 more frames in this match, this time will as well not be that different. He's deciding of the 2 balls to start with the one close to white first, bank it into the side pocket right. Bounce the cue ball maybe off 2 cushions. It is off 1 cushion and the yellow is in. And the shot is uploaded as though it is the winning shot of the entire match. And the job is not yet done. The last yellow on the table is portable, and the black will come a little bit difficult, but it is as well portable, maybe to the center pocket on the right. With the intention by Jackson to play the cue ball into the black, split it open, he has missed the target. Once again, Ivan will be having a chance to equalize in the encounter. His snookered umpire also Bena will be having a critical eye on the yellow to be sure that Asiku can come off the cushion with precision, and the umpire waves that please proceed, you are snookered. Ivan will want to prove. Ivan claims that Asiku has sight of the yellow. From my camera position, it seems, in my opinion, that Ivan could be right. The umpire now has a second look and has told Asiku, you have sight of the yellow. Maybe that is even only in his favor. He could even put it. He will come off the cushion, but with power. Off cushion, misses the yellow and misses it entirely. It is a foul. It is a big chance for the King Kong to grab an equalizer for I don't know how many times it has been in the match. Every time Asiku has been leading, Ivan has been fighting back and has been fighting back with progress. This seems to be another of the times with 6 reds on the table, with 6 reds all portable, with the game finishable, with the match for Ivan equalizable. Charles Gwisa is asking about the whereabouts of Hazard. Hazard is just concentrating on some other stuff, which if they stabilize again, he will be back in competition. Please come, he's okay. Elvis Magomo is not happy with that Asiku has just done. George Selato, you say Ivan will take the lead, making it 13-14. You think Ivan is winning 2 frames in a row? It's very possible. Great joy, my people, you say a clearance for Ivan, but great joy, Ivan has again missed a ball when nothing apart from potting could do. Asiku will need all the calmness of a 14-year-old to roll the black into the corner pocket top left for him to win the frame. Wonderful. He played it with power with Ivan's manager, and Ivan himself now looking a little out of sorts. At what a chance Ivan got to win the frame. At what a chance now Asiku is having to win the same frame that 1 minute ago looked like could be 13 frames all in the very next minute. It is 14 frames to 12. There is a difference between victory and defeat. 20 players are up against each other. Ivan Murungi 12, Jackson Asiku 14.
Come on, 90! Come on, 90! Make it sure. You know what to do, you know what to do. Take your time, take your time. Come on, 90! Oh, 90!
Why make sure you get your clap?
Come on, 90! Come on, 90! Come on, 90! Make it sure. Where take it? Where by the new? Where by the new? Come on, 90!
Make sure, boy, make sure, boy.
It's down, it's on, but I want to get it. It's on.
Wali buzibu, adaje kutoka kule chobaba. Wali tunaendelea kazi safe.
Special thanks to everybody that is tuning in to spend their Monday evening by watching this match to completion with about 5 frames to go to the end of the match also. We are now just under 1,000 watching live combined from Facebook and YouTube. Thank you very much, Africa. A player under pressure is Ivan. The player with all the hope is Jackson. This one is a shot to reinstill hope in Ivan himself, but he has to shoot on target. on target. And you'll have 2 corner pockets at the bottom right and bottom left, where he will need to put the last 2 yellows on the table. It is tricky, and of the 3 shots he needs to play to win the frame, this one is the easier one. Putting yellow director off the red, dragging the cue ball backwards off the top cushion, but with too much power than he would have fathomed. And if he doesn't recover by banking the yellow into the center pocket on the left, perhaps the right, maybe the chance will come again for the youngster to win yet another frame, this time round getting within 1 frame of what could be the youngster's victory. And watching from foot to pot, everybody will be saying, come on, Ivan. But Ivan does not come on. The chance comes begging for Jackson to win the frame, to come within 1 of the match, of the victory of $300 for himself, and even much more for other sides taking business. That is some of the reason why you're hearing a lot of chants from the crowd that are now way over 150 at the venue, with more than 1,000 watching live online. He does put with ease, even more confident that is buoyed by the fact that he's leading and could be establishing a 3-frame lead for what will be the second time in the match. The 14-year-old will be rolling black into the tricky corner pocket of the day. Once again, here comes the shot, and the pocket swallows the black. Ivan Murungi 12, Jackson Asiku 15, 4 frames to go. Ivan must win them all, or else succumb to defeat from the young man, which I think, if it comes by, Ivan will want to rematch. 15-12 race to 16.
Soft it.
We are now witnessing a foul, a scratch, and that for Ivan could be the very last shot of the match. Asiku has the cue ball in hand, a free shot and another visit that could set him to yet another victory, an important one, a second in as many days. This one will be a free shot in which he puts the ball, draws the cue ball backwards, close to another red, putting it to the same corner pocket. Another red portable to the side pocket left. Maybe he may have to play it with the little top spin, the cue ball to follow the red a little, for him to put the red close to the black to the side pocket on the right. Just like that. Nice positional play, nice game reading, nice spotting prowess, nice precision, nice composure, nice calmness, and a nice chance to win, a nice frame that could win him a nice match. Jackson Asiku will be putting the last red, drawing the cue ball close to black to take victory home, and victory for Jackson is coming home. The pot of the black to the left side pocket will make it 16, which is the course, which is the length of the race, which is the victory for the 14-year-old. Here comes Jackson. Here comes the victory. There comes the big smile. There comes the confirmation of $300 for the second time in as many days for the young boy who is having the deep pockets as fans will be congratulating him, as they will be thanking him for making for them some good money from side betting. They are tipping him, they are taking selfies with him, and they are celebrating his success, and they know that they will be celebrating a lot more successes from the same person for a good number of years to come. In a match that has seen Ivan Murungi having a very good fighting spirit, which I really have to commend, with Jackson Asiku taking the lead in different sessions, with Ivan fighting back and equalizing, and Jackson extending his lead. But at the end of the day, Asiku formed a way at the very end of the match, winning the last 4 frames and taking victory home. Final score: Ivan the King Kong Murungi 12 and Jackson Asiku 16. Thank you for watching Africa. Have a good night, and may the Almighty God bless you. Good night and ciao.